Hello, my name is Maxine Howichin, and I am the Vice President of the Arts Council of Surrey. I would like to acknowledge that we are on the territories of the Kwantlen, Semiahmoo, and Katzie First Nations. We would like to thank the City of Surrey for their support and grant funding. We would also like to thank Reese and the Surrey Arts Centre and Surrey Art Gallery staff. Without their collaboration and hard work, this show would not be possible. We would like to thank the Newton Cultural Centre and Arts Council staff, Jenny, Ryan, and Lynn, for a great job. Well done. We would like to thank the Helen Duckworth from the Federation of Artists. We would also especially like to thank the jurors, Liz Tui-Reese, Corey Leger, and Lindsay MacArthur. I am very honored to be here at Arts 2021. This annual juried art show includes a diversity of mediums and themes as a very important exhibition venue, especially for young and emerging artists. We have received over 181 submissions this year. I am always amazed and inspired by the submissions we receive. We have a high caliber of talented artists in this city, and this is an excellent opportunity to showcase the great talent we have here. Exhibits like this allow us to view the current direction of local art. Our ability to express and create makes us stronger as a community. Art is what brings a community to life. Please make an appointment to come out to the Surrey Arts Centre to see these incredible works. I would also like to thank the artists for their dedication and hard work in making this such a wonderful show. Many of these pieces are available for purchase. Also, please remember to vote for the People's Choice Awards. Thank you.
My name is Reese Edwards, and I am the Assistant Curator here at Surrey Art Gallery. It is my privilege to be able to work on the unceded territories of the Katzie, Kwantlen, and Semiahmoo peoples. The annual arts exhibition celebrates the vitality of art in Surrey and its surrounding communities. Now in its 37th year, this long-standing collaboration between the Arts Council of Surrey and Surrey Art Gallery allows artists of all ages and backgrounds to share their creative labours with the world at large in a professionally hung show. Both first-time entrants and established artists receive an opportunity for public exposure and award commendation from a panel of professional jurors. Today, local artist and arts advocate Wendy Mould has interviewed each of this year's first-place winners to learn more about their respective practices. Please join me in celebrating their achievements.
Wow, this is really exciting to meet you, Mika. I haven't seen your work before, and I must say I really liked your picture and loved your title. I thought it was very powerful. Could you tell us a little bit more about your picture and how it came about?
Sure. I introduced myself first. I'm Mika, and I'm from Shanghai, China, and I just graduated from Kwantlen University with a bachelor's degree in fine arts. So the last piece of a puzzle addresses the themes related to the animal rights and the relationship between the environment and urbanization. So I have noticed the most ecological landscape has been covered into the urban landscape over the years. So I painted a cityscape in downtown Vancouver and etched with a jigsaw puzzle piece patterns to cover a snowy landscape. So this image suggests that humans are overusing the word, and I choose to just pose a cityscape and a natural landscape because I wanted to show the strong contrast between the impact of the human existence in the past and the present. And I choose a white-tailed deer as my subject matter because these animals have become endangered due to the habitat loss resulting from the human activities, and they are losing their homes due to the industrial development and urban expansion.
I must say, you really told it with that piece too. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Susan, it is really exciting to meet you today, and also want to congratulate you on winning the mixed media drawing section of the Arts 2021 juried show.
Thank you.
I understand, Susan, this picture that you've entered in the show is sort of something to culminate the work you've been working on. Could you kind of tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so for the last 4 to 5 years, I've been concentrating on paper collage art. A lot of the collages that I make, I use history of art books, as well as all sorts of other books on gardening, interior design, architecture. And I've made my collages from these sources. I have a background in museum education, so I worked in museums for quite a long time. So I'm used to looking at objects and consuming images of objects. And it's something that's come through in my paper collage. Now, the information that you get about these objects is usually some sort of cultural background and maybe a date. But what's increasingly missing in my mind is how these objects came to museums and how they came to be in history of art object books. I've kind of been mulling over that. And when I made the piece that's in the exhibition called Leia, I was looking at a history of art object. It was a vessel. I put it down, and the idea of cover-ups and collusion kept coming into my mind about how this object had got into this history of art book. And so I decided to comment on that by making a collage with this vessel, but covering it up. So I cut out a piece from a gardening magazine. It was a koi pond. And to me, it represented something kind of Western and homely and familiar. And I cut it out quite intuitively with my scissors. It ended up being a kind of teapot shape, which again is something kind of familiar and homely. So I put it over top. It was kind of covering up the original object. It just seemed to fit. So sometimes when I make collages, it's hard to describe, but you keep pushing things, you keep moving things, you take things away, you put them back. You can come back to them after days and something doesn't look quite right, so you move it again. But when I made this piece, I put that down, I cut something out and I put it on top, and it just seemed to fit. And that's when you go, oh, that's working.
Well, that's really neat. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you very much, Susan. That was really nice. I really enjoyed hearing about your work. And again, congratulations on your award.
Great. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. So, Mohinder, it's very nice to meet you this afternoon, and I'm really looking forward to hearing a little bit about your story and your sculpture. Your winning sculpture, The Bird, in the sculpture and fiber art section of the jury show. So, tell us your story a bit.
My name is Mohinder Kundal. So I study in sculpture. I did a master in fine art, very renowned university in India. And after that, I start my work as in a sculpture. I did many sculpture with stone carving. The sculpture I made here, I couldn't get a stone, but I start working in a wood carving. The bird give a space, give a flight, give a movement, or that thing I observed that from the bird. And another thing, when he sit on somewhere, I saw that he's sitting on my fence. So I captured the character of the bird. So that's why I carved the bird. So bird has this is the velocity in my sculptures that we can create it, and more of vitality and a tactile feeling in the surface. So that is the word quality. So that I made and carved that. Other sculpture is also the same technique and same the quality of the sculpture I created in that one. So I got many awards, even in India, 7 awards, national level. When I came in Canada, so I thought that I have to continue my work. So there I couldn't get a stone, but I get a wood, So wood is also very good material for the sculptures. So that way I have many other 2-3 sculptures made, and it is the same style and same category of that.
Well, thank you very much, and again,
Okay.
congratulations on your award.
Okay, thank you.
So hi, Jonathan. It's really great to see you this evening and chat with you about your work. I understand your winning piece here, the Vernon Grocery, it represents a focus for your work. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, the Vernon Grocery piece is a variety store, which I used to call them, I'm from back east originally, and variety of stores were a big part of my childhood. A lot of really fond memories had to do with those sort of establishments, and we're starting to see few of them around. So a big part of my work is documenting things that we don't really see as much anymore: the bowling alleys, the movie theaters. I'd like to say drive-ins, but they're few and far between. And the convenience store or the variety store, corner store, is another big part of it. And documenting those areas that were used frequently by everyone in the neighborhood. And it seems like our neighborhoods are shrinking, and so are those sort of niche stores. And so I really have set about documenting those, ones throughout Vancouver, Surrey, and the surrounding area, and just to capture those memories and to document them for later generations, for my kid to tell them stories about those places that were very fond to me. And my medium as well. My medium is both analog and digital. I shoot quite a bit of film still. So I think I was maybe born a few decades before I should have been. But yeah, I just love shooting with film and documenting it on film, and all of these places that seem to be fleeting nowadays.
Oh, that's really neat. Well, thank you, Jonathan. I really enjoyed chatting with you this evening. And once again, congratulations on your award.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the work.
Okay. So, hi, Gabe. It's really nice to chat with you this afternoon. I'm kind of excited to hear something about the process of your piece. Digital, performative, and new media art is an area that I'm not familiar with. And wow, to win first prize in that was really great. So tell us something about the process.
Well, especially with my art, process is a huge thing for me. It's all about the thought and the idea behind the piece that really drives my motivation towards starting and completing a piece. So with this piece specifically, it's for me, it was more of a piece I saw in a vision one time, just in my mind. Sometimes I'm thinking and a piece pops out of my head. And this piece, I wanted to incorporate something of my past and kind of show the surrealist idea and thought process of my mind and how that connects to my past. With the floating islands and the figure in the middle, it's really representational of how my space is constantly changing and not familiar all the time. It's a unfamiliar place with some familiar aspects, and then there's always that figure watching who I am and always watching over me. That figure is representational of my dad. He was a huge influence in my life, and I always try and put a part of him into my pieces because he's always a part of me, and so I feel like he deserves a place in my pieces. With new media art, especially digital art, I've found that it's quite an interesting process, transferring my thoughts to paper or to print or to the screen. On canvas, it's fairly simple, but on my iPad that I use, it's a whole different idea, a whole different process, and I feel like my thought process can be actually almost easier applied to the screen, and my ideas can easily be seen with just the amount of detail and how in-depth I can get. I'm a bit of a perfectionist myself, so I try and get every little detail to the finest strain of what I think is acceptable. And so I think with this piece, it was really about connecting my space, my thoughts, and how I see the world around me changing to my past and my personal feelings about my past and how it still has an influence in my ever-changing space.
Very interesting. Well, thank you very much, Gabe. It was really nice chatting with you. And again, congratulations on your award.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us for this Celebration of Arts 2021. You can see each of the exhibition entries on the Arts Council of Surrey's website, or you are welcome to visit us at the Surrey Art Gallery in person.